Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's me, Mitch. Yes, I'm here. Hopefully no drama today. I'm wearing my, I may be wrong, but I doubt it, t-shirt. There we are. How about that? And good to see you. Good to see you. I'm in a good mood this morning, so you can all sigh a sigh of relief. No rants. I did watch that yesterday. It was, I thought, not as bad as, didn't come over as bad as I thought. So I decided to come back today, if you'd let me, and try it again. And get back to our normal show. Although every once in a while, you just got to get it out because it does build up. And anyway, welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Drink it if you got it. I see you looking over my shoulder. I see you. Here we are. I see everybody's coming in. Yes, yes, yes. Get rid of the music. No banner. I forgot to put the annoying scrolling banner on the screen. So welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, as you know, I've been a busy boy and finally got that new air fryer review out yesterday, and the reception to it has been great. Actually, I got up this morning like I usually do, sometime after 5, and maybe I'm a masochist, but the need to punish myself, I said, well, let's check out YouTube activity on my channel and see what. No bad comments today, but a lot of comments on that air fryer video, mostly, if not all, very complimentary. Thank you for that. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And there were a lot of considerations before I felt comfortable saying, this might not be a bad idea. Might not be for everybody. Nothing is. I got my share of the, well, that's all in good, Mitch, but I'm still going to use my one old 35-year-old frying pan. And I say, perfect. Everybody has to discover for themselves. They have different priorities. I even met a few people in my lifetime that find cleaning very cathartic. They just find it relaxing, and they love to clean things. The girl that cleans my house for me, she loves it. Me? You know how I feel about it. So we all have different priorities and live our lives differently. And that's okay. Nobody needs to tell me or make an excuse or a reason why they're not going to buy this air fryer. Believe me, most people are not going to buy this air fryer. And you have to have a certain set of needs, a little money, whatever, and people have bought them. I don't think that you're going to see Typhur stock go up anytime soon. This is just not that big a community. But the initial response was maybe even a little more than I expected, but not earth-shaking. I did hear from my little girl, Ivy, over there at Typhur last night, and she complimented me on a review, and she basically said it was a very honest review, and I think it was. I've been won over by it. My initial response was skepticism. It has been for years. I've been seeing this thing. Why would anybody want to buy that? Well, now I know, and now I'm a fan. And I try not to let my enthusiasm show, so I didn't sound like Billy May for OxyClean, if you remember, or Vince for ShamWow. And we all know those kind of commercials. But I was enthusiastic about it, and there are many considerations to this thing, most of which we don't care. And I tried to stick to the carnivore basics of it, and I'm convinced it's a great tool. Whether you buy it or not, that's up to you. It's not going to affect my life in any way. The amount of money I might make is going to make absolutely no difference to my quality of life, or add to the fact that I will never be able to afford to have a yacht again, or my own airplane, or that big retirement house on the intercoastal with the yacht. I'm happy with that, so it's not that important. I'm going to keep experimenting with this thing. I've challenged myself to find the perfect way to make like bacon and eggs in it. Now that would be a challenge, but I'm going to try. I'm not saying I'm going to succeed, but the thing does not get dirty. And I'm going to make some videos talking about that. And it's been a problem I've had with even the best air fryers. And I've had a lot of them, and it's been a quest for me. I've been trying to find one that just doesn't require me to get in there with steel wool and scrub all that baked on stuff off of what is normally stainless steel that they use for all that stuff that sits up around the heating element. Don't get me wrong, I still love those old air fryers, but I've been on a quest for one that is basically going to be easy and no work. The work is hard for me to do right now. Maybe it doesn't bother you if you haven't had a stroke, but for me, spending an hour once a month trying to clean up the inside of the lid of those air fryers, any of them, at least it's easier on the Ninjas because you can open the lid and get to it. You ever tried to clean one of those that everything's up in the lid and you got to turn it over and look through the hole? I pretty much let that go, and then after every year I buy a new one. So, had that big adventure. That's been kind of dominating my life. I'm done with it now. I want to just go over a couple of fine points. Aaron says, question, have you found that air fryer that can get knocked off the counter and still survive? I haven't tested that, Aaron. I don't think I'm going to. So anyway, we'll get back to that. Let me start saying good morning to people so at least you feel at home and you know where you are. You know where you are. How about that? So, first one last night, Michael Pregler. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Rick chimed in, said hello to everybody. Smoothie, John, Papa, Carnivore, Aunt B. This is last night. Mandy Meadows, Lady June from England. And United Carnivore, Mike Silly from Tampa. Good morning. That was the first one this morning at 5:13. Wade Herman chimed in this morning. And who else? Wade Herman again. Jem. Hi, Jem. See you soon, she says. Tuka chimed in this morning. Tour, I'm here, Carnivore. See you in a bit, he says. Good to see you, Tuka. Glad to see you come in. Mike Silly Sr. chimed in this morning, and I chimed in this morning because I could. Sandy Blythe, very complimentary, says, can't wait the highlight of my day. Good morning. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Barry Simon says, good morning, Mitch et al. And then Barry chimed in with a question, said, does the Typhur register that wireless temperature sensor in the app? The one that I used is a meter, and it's my original meter. They don't even make this model anymore that I've had for 2 or 3 years. So no, it wouldn't register that, but Typhur has their own thermometer. And it looks pretty good, but I haven't gotten it yet. Prompted by your comment here, Barry, I just dashed an email off to Ivy in China and said, Ivy, some of my viewers are expressing interest in, and I didn't know what you meant, but I said, your meat thermometer. Now, initially, when Typhur contacted me, they didn't think that I was big enough or probably worthy enough for them to send me an air fryer. It was almost insulting. But they did offer to send me one of their meat thermometers. Their Bluetooth thermometers. They have a deluxe one. Got two probes. Really looks neat. And I abruptly turned them down and said, basically, not interested. I said, I'd like to take a look at your air fryer, but if you don't want to send me an air fryer, forget it. Well, one thing led to another, and I told you we had negotiations, and they investigated and saw that evidently I had been responsible for a ton of air fryer sales. Both the Z-Star, certainly my share of Ninjas, without ever having been contacted by the manufacturer, just throwing the links on my Amazon page. Well, they eventually one thing led to another, and they told me they'd be happy to send me the air fryer. And they did, and I did. We did the review, and my skepticism went away. And so I wrote her back and said, well, send me the thermometer if you want to, and I'll review it. I've got some interest. So we'll see. I sent her that today. It's nighttime in China now. She won't get it till tomorrow. We have a back and forth correspondence delay, like astronauts would have trying to talk to Earth from Mars, or even worse, Saturn. So she sends me one, I'll review it. What I did do, Barry, just so you know, and I'm going to take you over to my website, to the links to stuff I use, and I wanted to, yes, I'll do it now. I wanted it to click it. Come on, computer. There it goes. With all the stuff going on my computer sometimes, and using the internet like I am, sometimes there's a delay. The links to stuff I use down in kitchen, small appliances and tools. I also put the links to this air fryer. Of course, there's so much confusion. And I think the Chinese Ivy is still confused over there, so I wanted to clarify this. And maybe people who see this live this morning, or people who watch the replay, won't comment with this question to me because I got a ton of them. There are 2 different links that they have provided me to purchase this air fryer. They've provided me with a discount code as Carnivore. Evidently, when you go to the Amazon link, the discount is built into the link that they sent me, and there's no place when you check out on Amazon to actually enter the code. You don't need to. You already got the maximum discount. including their sale price and the additional 10%. And it should come out to about $315. I'm trying to find out when this current sale is going to end. But until it does, you should pay $315 total, all in, plus maybe sales tax, from either Typhur or Amazon. If you click on the Typhur link, this happens. It goes to the Typhur website. It says $349 is their sale price, $150 off. Add it to the cart, check out, enter Carnivore as the discount code, and it'll take another 10%. You'll be down around $315. When you click the Amazon link, it takes you to Amazon. Let me get your question out of the way here, Barry, so you can see. And it says $4.99 is the normal selling price, but up top it says save 37%. And when you say add to cart and check out, when you get down to the bottom line, even though you haven't had to enter that code Carnivore, you'll find that the final price is $315. Either way, you're going to get the same price until the sale ends. And I have no idea what's going to happen when the sale ends. And I think they're planning another sale in a month. I'm going to find that out, because if you guys want to buy this, I want to see you get the best price. I don't care if I got to wait a month to get a commission on it. It's not important to me. I want to see if it's available for right around $300. This thing is a no-brainer at that price. So I'm trying, and that means that every day I have to keep checking to see what happens when you click these links, and I have to see whether the discount is still there, and then readjust everything and tell everybody. Well, I'll do that. I mean, I feel responsible for that. So that's what you do. I also went ahead, even though I don't have a discount code for it, I put the link to their wireless thermometer because it looks pretty good. That's just a normal Amazon link of mine, and that's fine if you want to buy that. Now, this does integrate with the air fryer. The air fryer will have a little icon light up on it and say that the thermometer is attached. It integrates and automates everything, and I think that would make a great combination, especially if you're cooking a lot of expensive meat and you want it done perfectly, really, every time. And that takes you to the Amazon page. That's $150 now. It is on sale. It was normally $200, so that's not bad. Not a bad price for a dual probe wireless thermometer with a display on it. I mean, this is an app, and it integrates with the Typhur air fryer. So that's a pretty good deal. We'll see if Ivy thinks I'm thermometer worthy or not. So that's the state of the confusion over this air fryer. And I'm going to be talking a lot about this because I think that it's going to solve so much to simplify Carnivore for me, more than I ever expected it to. And was I shocked when I looked in there expecting it to be filthy, and it didn't even start to get dirty yet. And I may make a video and drag out some of my old air fryers and show you what they look like inside, and you'll see what I mean. I'm just not going to spend hours scrubbing with a toothbrush and a Brillo pad to get all the crud off all the stainless steel that they all have up around the heating element, even with the ones with the screens. They were the best I could find at the time. This is a whole different deal, whole new level. So that's the state of that. Okay, Barry, hope I answered your question, and let me continue to go on. Anna's here. How you doing, Anna? Good to see you. Good to see you. And what time am I at? I'm at 8:14. 8:14. Rick chimed in. Wait, Rick. Wait. I'm using my right arm, so it's a little slower. Let me get over there. Okay, pay homage to Rick. There you go. Good morning, sir. Sue. Sue, Smoky Bear Lover. Good morning to all the cool people. Yes, that's us. We're all the cool people. All 94 of us are here. Okay. Loretta, good morning, Loretta. How are you? Ribeye, Susie, Brian. Brian Dish, good morning, Brian. Main runner. How are you? God, I don't want to say I forgot. Donna Ray, yes. Though sometimes it takes me a little time. If I'm wrong, chastise me. Donita's here. How you doing, Donita? And we're at 8:27, and Gina Cam and Lori Watts. So good morning, Lori. Happy Tuesday to you and Michael Prager, back from the gym, obviously, walking. I am to you, my friend. You don't realize what you had until it's gone. Truer words are never put in a song. But that's depressing, so we'll get away from that. Tina, good morning, Tina. How you doing? And Aaron, I hear your storm's doing pretty good, still hanging in there. You got the people up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina all upset. Yeah. Yes, sir. Go easy on them, kid. Go easy on them. And we had 8:30 yet? Okay, my God. My God, here we go. Smokey, congratulations. And now for something we hope you will really like. We're old enough to get that reference, aren't we? Do you remember that? I do. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Right, Smoothie? Right, John? I remember that. I can still hear that. Amazing what we remember, isn't it? I can't forget things I need to know. I remember Rocket J. Squirrel saying, and now for something you'll really like. Wow. Oh, wow. Retired Rick, good morning, Rick. How you doing? And Chris Lane from Down Under, good morning. Good morning, Chris. And let's see, who haven't I said hi to here yet? Sue McFadden is here from Southern Oregon. Good to see you. Lady June said hi to you. Marie McCum, good morning from Charlotte. Wow, good morning. Good morning. Loretta Nadals here, and this is Marie McCum. I'm wearing my either you like bacon or you're wrong t-shirt. I like that. I've seen that one yet. That's a good one. Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee. And you and Nikki is here. No, it's not Nikki. It's Mark C. Hi, Mark. How are you? Clicked the wrong button. Tanya's here. Made it. I was watching Mitch's video from yesterday. Yeah, sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry about that. I meant everything I said. I watched it very critically. I even filmed myself watching it, but I'm not going to bother with that. Wasn't anything real interesting because I really just didn't hardly react to it. And you've already seen it. No sense to sit through it again. But I was very critical. In watching that, to seeing if I maybe crossed the line a little bit. And after I watched it, I said, God, Mitch, how'd you stay so restrained? So I wasn't upset. I had no desire to take it down. And it's there for anybody who wants to see it. And I thought I was pretty entertained by it, to tell you the truth. Sometimes you just got to say it. You ever heard that expression? Sometimes you just got to say it. We all think it. Somebody's got to say it sometimes. Don't know if I alienated anybody, but sorry. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, as they say. I think that's the attitude we have to have in life. People don't love us. Leave us. People don't like what we do. Stay away from us. You can't change us. Not when we get to be this old. That's for sure. Can't even change the kids. You ever try to change your kid's mind on anything? You never realized how dumb you were until you ask your children how smart they are. So that's not going to work. Gary, how you doing, Gary? Good to see you this morning. And Jeff Johnson, a name you know. Great review, Mitch. Just cooked bacon and some primal heart and liver mixed in ground beef. Came out great, but added a couple minutes for the bacon. Looking forward to the ribeye test. Yeah, I did the ribeye test, but I'm going to perfect things. I got one comment from somebody who said, well, they cooked your ribeye and it didn't come out with a crust on it. There are so many different ways to cook things in that. It all depends on what you want the final result to be. You want it crusty? I'm going to make a video about that. Do this. You want it raw in the center like I cooked it, but still with a crust? Do it that way. Just because they got a preset that says beef or a preset that says frozen doesn't mean it's going to come out exactly the way you like it. And the way you like it, and I like it, is going to depend on many different considerations. For me right now, I'm actually trying to reduce those things that we so enjoy that are the result of the Maillard reaction, the caramelization of the crust. Because that's been pointed out so many times, that produces advanced glycation end products, which may not be good for us. Also, although you're never going to find me eating a raw cow, I want to eat rarer and less cooked meat, because I do agree with Kelsey and that crew. They say that if it's raw, it's better. So I'm trying to find just that combination of almost raw in the center, but cooked, because I set the meat thermometer for 120 degrees. That's not like raw meat, but it's still rare. And with the combination of a temperature probe and the particular cooking method you use. See, this thing's got an upper burner, a lower burner. It's got different fans, different fan speeds. You can fine tune this to have your steak come out perfectly. And the first review I ever watched on this Dome air fryer was from Dante Ferrigno. And that was his first observation. Cooked the steak and he said, well, this doesn't give you the crust that some other air fryers do. And he said, well, that's okay for me. And he left it at that. I'm not going to leave it at that. This thing will make it any way you want it to come out. You just have to know what settings, what temperatures, and all that to use. And in combination, he used his meter air thermometer when he did his steak, and the steak came out fine. It just was not. Somebody who's owned one of these things for quite a while commented on the video yesterday and said, I don't like mine for steaks because they don't get a crust on them. They come out kind of gray looking. Yes, of course. Depends how you're cooking them. These things can't read your mind. In reality, that's probably a healthier way to eat them than all crusted up and caramelized. But that's the way we enjoy it. So we all have to find a compromise. And I'm going to work to try to make a few little videos here and there to show you how, if this is how you like it, cook it this way. Use this mode, use this temperature, use this internal temperature setting on the thermometer, and it'll come out perfect every time. That first steak from frozen that I cooked, that I put in the video, after I cut it open and tasted it, that was not a phony reaction or a phony look on my face. That was abject surprise. That was, without a doubt, as good as any steak I've ever tasted in my life. The texture of the fat melted in my mouth. I got a chance to eat more fat from these things than I normally can eat without gagging on it. Do not like eating raw fat. That was delicious. The temperature inside didn't taste raw. It was just juicy as hell. And the texture was very easy to chew. When I looked at the kind of rings on it from the raw on out, it was a good medium rare right up to the crust, which was less than a 16th of an inch all around, the charred part. But that had all that flavor that we love. So even though some people said to me, wow, that steak looked raw, I did that on purpose, and it was perfect for me. And if that's the way you like your meat, I can tell you how to do that now. But I'm going to be experimenting a lot with these things. I have a funny feeling I'm going to be maybe selling all my kitchen appliances, refrigerator, stove, and all that other stuff, and just have a freezer and a bunch of frozen meat and live like that with no work and no muss, no fuss. I don't expect everybody to do that, but it just makes it so much simpler, so much simpler. So it was an adventure. I'm glad I got it done. It's still on sale today. So you can get this thing for $315. That may sound like a lot. But the Ninja is $200. And I think the fact that it's not going to get dirty or self-clean when it does, or never get as dirty inside as that Ninja or any other, Z-Star or any of them, Kosori, you name the brand. This is not going to get that dirty, and it should be very simple to clean itself. That, to me, if that ain't worth $100 more. And some of those other air fryers are $300. So I'm not going to be one of these guys. I've already decided. You can count on me. I've looked at a lot of reviews on this story. I took the time. I wanted to see what other people said about them. There are really big cooking channels out there, big cooking channels. And they came on and they reviewed this thing and raved and glowed about it. Oh, it's so wonderful. The best thing in the world. And then because I watched their video started popping up in my feed. And the next video I see from this same person is using the most expensive Kosori air fryer, talking about how great it is. And then they review every air fryer because every manufacturer wants to send them to them. So depending on which day or which video you watch, everyone is the best. Everyone is the best. Now, maybe they all work, but that's hypocrisy. That's phony. I'm sorry. I will never again say, even though it's a great air fryer and I love it, that I think the Ninja is any easier to clean or better than this. And until something else comes along that's better, or I find out something that I couldn't possibly have known, I'm not going to keep changing my story every day. But things in this world change. New things come out that are better than the old things. If we can't change, how the hell are we going to do carnivore? How are we going to react to new medical discoveries, new nutritional discoveries that we didn't know before? That's where this whole keto carnivore movement came from, trying to overcome the current bunch of misinformation. So don't call me a hypocrite if I say I found something I like better than the last thing I recommended. That's the way it is. I still have my Z-Star. I haven't had it out of the closet because I haven't needed to. But for $100, $125, it was a hell of a deal at the time. And with all the cooking I got out of it, I certainly got my money's worth out of it, like a frying pan. So they get old. Throw it away and get a new one. So I can't just say because I recommended something 3 years ago that I won't recommend anything else ever. Z-Star, their problem was they couldn't keep up with demand, so you couldn't get them. Now what am I supposed to do? People said, oh, I can't get it. What do I do now? try this one. But until some better comes along, and it may be the Typhur Dome 3. Who knows? I certainly can't use the cell phone I used 15 years ago anymore. That's for sure. So I'm not in business to sell air fryers. Believe me, it supplements the amount of income I make from all the stuff. I don't care how many of them you guys buy. Is inconsequential. I do it because I'm trying to help people, and me especially, find the easiest way with no drudgery to make the food come out consistently the best and get on with other things, like making YouTube videos. All right, enough about that. Let me start answering the questions. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. Let's see what the current topics are. Well, Rick, of course. Rick says Rick's the only guy. Everything I just said does not apply to Rick. Rick is living in 1975. Technically speaking, says, I still use my rotary phones. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. One of these days they're going to stop working, Rick. The VBXs are going to stop reacting to make and break signals to the line caused by a rotary dial. Keto Simple, good morning, friends. How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Dustin, I saw you somewhere the other day on somebody's thing. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Good to see you. I think it's Dustin. You know how I am with names, though. Just FYI, says KJS. The acronym reigns supreme this morning. Carnivore teacher interviewed Dr. Chafee. Great information, especially if you have become stuck. Yes, Chafee's a good guy, and Carnivore teacher's a good guy. And Chafee will not pay any attention to me. I doubt he even knows I exist. And since I got the message that the plants are trying to kill me, and I believe him, I don't pay much attention to him either anymore. So I didn't watch that. I saw it, but I had no interest in watching it. And so we'll take your advice. If you are stuck, maybe there's something in there that can help you. Or it's just another opinion, like everything else. I cannot watch the big guys anymore. I've heard absolutely nothing new. Occasionally, if Ken Berry comes out with something topically and timely, like he did with this Carnivore Kids thing, it stirs up a horn. Yeah, I want to find out what's going on. But to find out and sit and listen for an hour and a half with these guys answering the same questions I've heard them answer 100, 200, 1,000 times before, it bores me. I'm sorry. I may miss something, but it just bores me. Not saying they're not good, but I have the same problem. You've said so much. What do I say today? It's so simple. That's the problem with Carnivore. Most of the problems and questions come from people trying to deviate, trying to figure out how to continue to eat pizza and do this, how to continue to snack and do this. That's not the idea. People don't want to be that rigid. People get tempted. People, like that air fryer, same thing. Everything they talk about, all the pictures of everything that they put out, showing how great this is and how appetizing the food is. They show a chicken wing, but it's covered in crap. Most of it is pizza. You don't believe me? Go look at their little promo thing I put in my video. The predominant food in the predominant pictures was dominated by pizza. Pizza cooking, pizza rising, pizza browning, kids eating pizzas. Pizza, we're obsessed with that. I put on that. I don't know how many of you noticed the subtlety of my humor. But I put a disclaimer up there in the beginning. It said, warning, the following images may trigger overeating. I don't know if people took that seriously or not, but that was a joke. That was a joke. And nobody commented on that, so I don't think anybody realized it. I put that up there as a joke. A disclaimer. I mean, I'll be remiss this morning because it's Tuesday, the cutoff date for my weekly Buy Me a Coffee thing. So let me put my link up there. So I know you're out there. Here it is, coming up. My commercial. There it is, Buy Me a Coffee, and I'm going to pin that to the top because I forgot to do that yesterday. I put it up there and it disappeared real quick. Okay. Did anybody do that yet? Nothing. All righty. Thank you in advance. You did good yesterday. Thanks, guys. And see, Danny Boss is here. This is down at the bottom of the chat. Good morning, Aaron, she says. And you're talking back and forth. Keto simple. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat now, and you guys are chatting away. I'm going to start. It's a question from Aaron that was back around 8:37, so that was at least a half an hour ago, but I'll answer it. Already answered it. No, I don't know one that'll fly, where you can knock it off the counter and it'll hover. Although the Typhur, actually, it looks like it might do that. I swear it looks like a spaceship. CB Carmack's here. Hi, CB, how you doing? Good morning to you. I can't get involved in the conversations, and you have them. You have them regardless of what I'm sitting here doing. You're multitasking. And Tuka, thank you, Tuka. Tuka always cares about me, and I appreciate it. I care about him. How do you feel today, boss? Tuka, today, I'm in a great mood. If I was any better, it'd be illegal. So thank God for that. I don't hold on to these things. I find if something bothers you, just blow off steam and get over it. So I do. Sometimes it's not pretty when you're around that, but that's being honest with yourself. And the more you try to push down, the more you try to just accept it, even though it aggravates you, the stupidity of some of it is intolerable. The more you keep it inside and internalize it, the worse it is for your health. Sometimes the pressure, you just got to explode and let off steam. Like a boiler that's overheated. And that happened to me yesterday, and didn't take much to get me started. I swore I wasn't going to do it. But I have no... I'm stuck. I'm stuck with that. I'm stuck with the... And I don't want to be any other way, but whatever's on my mind comes out of my mouth. I'm sorry. Just the way it is. Nobody has to guess where I stand on pretty much anything. I'm not a coy person. Bacon Baby's here. How you doing? I'm rocking keto. Amy is here. Steve Rogers, Captain America. Good morning from Kansas City. Good morning to you, people. I'm so far behind. People are still checking in. And Gary says, I ordered paper liners to keep my new air fryer, air broiler, clean, since it doesn't have a self-clean feature. Well, yeah, those parchment and paper things are okay. They're okay. The Typhur has some cooking modes where you don't put that grill in there, where you're almost using the bottom of the fryer as a grill. You wouldn't want to put parchment paper in that respect. That thing cleans out pretty easy. But yeah, parchment paper, as long as you're using it on air fry, the ones that I still have a whole package of the ones that I bought years ago for my Kasori basket fryer, and they have a lot of holes in them because an air fryer has to circulate air. And if you put a piece of paper in the bottom with no holes in it, none of the air can get through, and it's not going to cook right. So, just a consideration. So make sure they do sell the ones with holes in them for an air fryer. I'm still looking for you. I haven't said hi to yet. Furrow Grandma's here. Good morning to you. Good morning. Lambs is here. Good morning, Lambs. Good morning, Mitch Fitz. Good to see you. Good to see you. Question from Amy. You have to buy the thermometer apparatus a separate. This thing does not have a built-in air fryer, a built-in thermometer. The built-in thermometer on the Ninja is wired. You have to plug it in on the side and drape it up and put it under the lid. I never used it. I found that easier just to throw my meter in there, Bluetooth thermometer. But it didn't integrate in with the cooking, which I never did anyway. I think the Typhur, I think their philosophy was, since most people who have these air fryers with built-in thermometers don't use them, let's just sell thermometers separate, but integrate it. So yeah, you got to buy it separate, or use anybody else's thermometer, or do like I did in that video, just pull the drawer out and stick a thermometer in it. You know, depends how painless and easy you want to make it, but that's a personal choice. Yes. Barry said I purchased both. Barry, congratulations. Let me know how you like that thermometer. We'll see how much they really love me over there at Typhur. These are little tests to see if they think I'm worth anything. Well, we already sent you the air fryer. We're not going to send you the thermometer. Okay, Typhur. I'll still try to sell some of your product for you, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I've said that I really valued that WeVac company. They really appreciated me. And I still, believe it or not, last month, 4 people bought those things. I got a couple $100 from them. Not a lot, but it's been years. Been years. And every time they came out with a new little product, new kind of vacuum bag or something, they'd send them to me to try out. That's a great relationship. But that's not, you don't see that like you see that Typhur thing. Everybody and their brother and their brother's kids and their uncles and aunts and their grandparents and their grandparents' friends all have a YouTube channel selling this Typhur Air Dome thing. My first thought about this was, what are you kidding? Why waste my time? Everybody that wants one of those has probably got one already. There's no market left for that. They covered the globe. The only one person they never called or contacted, like Element Electrolytes, was me. I mean, I think I'm too socially unacceptable. That's fine. I proudly wear that reputation. Or maybe they think I'm too old. We don't want any old man. This is for young, hip people. Whatever the deal is. I can't take that personally, and I don't. I do know this, that when I put my mind to doing something for somebody, I'm going to go the extra mile. If I believe in it, they're not conning me, and they ask me I'm going to do it fairly. I'm going to do it honestly, but I'm going to make sure that it's not coming back on me. Mitch, you said this and that's not right. I don't want to hear that. I don't need it. There's no money in it. No money in it. How much money could there be in a $300 air fryer? Well, $500 air fryer. It's always going to be on sale somewhere. Because that's how it works these days. That's why the Ninja 651 is still around $200 instead of the $379 that it retails at. Prices are not set by people, by the manufacturers. Prices are set by the market. Something is worth not a penny more than people are willing to pay for it. And you can't live your life selling your product only to suckers. You need to sell to people who recognize value. You need to give value to people for their money. So it's why when you see in every jewelry store window or every furniture store window, 50% off, final 7 days, avoid that place like the plague, because they're punking you. It's not 50% off anything. They're selling it for whatever they can get for it. And if they raise the price another $2, nobody'd buy it. That's why the price is what it is. They have to make you think it's something special. It's not. Believe me, if it was worth more, they would charge more. That's just an economic fact of life. I've learned that over a lifetime of trying to be in business where people have to buy things and trying to figure out how much to charge for it. I'm looking. Let's see. We're up to 8:50, half an hour. Oh, yes, half an hour behind. All right, right in the comfort zone. Here is is that Junior Corey Thomas? Hi, Mitch from Danville, Virginia. Well, hi, how are you? Good to see you. And look at new people I don't recognize. Darcy Bia Kenmore. Hi from Utah, my first time. Well, welcome, Darcy. Welcome. Glad to see you here. I think I said hi to Anna. How you doing? Mama Bear, good morning to you. Patty Armand said, I watched your video yesterday. You did a good job. Well, thank you. I am making these videos under a physical handicap. It's a lot of work. It's tough. Cameras and lights and standing up and walking back and forth. It's coming. 24 and a half. Whatever that means. Words of wisdom from Rick. Hey, Rick, I heard you got a real shout out from Dr. Abs last night. Wow. I didn't know you were that famous. Man, I was surprised to hear that. How do you know him? I know Dennis from England. I was on Kilt's Mighty Tribe Zoom call last night. Wow. He was a pretty good guest. I had to leave it just kept going on and on about gum disease, and I said, I think it was 5 minutes overtime already, and I said, I got to go, I got things to do, so I disappeared, but I'm sure they ended it soon thereafter. A lot of talk about gum disease. I don't have gum disease, probably because of my carnivore and my water pick. I have stained teeth, but Nothing I can do about that anymore. Any questions? I'm going to try to speed along here. It's already 9:30 almost, 9:25. Time flies when you're having fun. Never got a big crowd here today yet. I think we're 110 is about it. Retired Rick says, notice they moved the heart under the chat now, at least on my end. Oh, you mean you got rid of that thing where yeah, they did. I haven't seen that in a while. That thing always used to pop up and cover up the last little bit of whatever the comment you were reading said, or when you tried to type something, it was always in the way. Yeah, occasionally enough people complain about something to YouTube, they get around to fixing it. They still got the rankings, though. And Terry Sue says you're going to wait till Black Friday to hopefully get that air fryer. I'll tell you what, they're going to, if you get it for $300 and $315, I don't think they're going to do any better on Black Friday than that. If you want one. If you don't want one, wait. Wait until it gets so cheap that you can't resist. I'm still trying to find out when their current sale is going to end. I asked her again. Wrote a whole bunch of questions this morning. Emailed her. See, I'll hear tomorrow morning when I wake up. There'll be an email in my email box from China. They've been very responsive, though. Jeff Johnson says, "How do you mix your leucine? Tried it this morning, and seems it's water inside. That stuff. I gotta tell you, I understand. I mix it in hot coffee. Not boiling coffee, but hot coffee. The coffee acts as a delivery system for it. And it dissolves it. It really does. And it's tolerable, black coffee. Believe it or not, the first time first of all, when I first opened a jar of that stuff, I said, God, that stinks. Got used to that. It coats the inside of the coffee cup when it's empty. There's a film on there, and it still smells like leucine. The spoon that I used to mix the coffee, I have to wash with soap and water to get that, and the coffee cup too, just to get that film off. Usually you can just rinse that stuff off, use it once or twice more. No. Got to get rid of that stuff, but hot coffee dissolves it. Other than that, I don't know how people take it. I don't want to experiment with that in water or anything like that. If you don't drink coffee, try some 130 just hot water out of the tap. Maybe you'll do it, but it does dissolve in hot water. Creatine, on the other hand, is tasteless, odorless, dissolves in anything, disappears in a second in coffee, like a coffee creamer. You just put it in there. It doesn't change the color of it, nothing. But it goes away, and you don't even know it's there. A couple drops of iodine in coffee. You don't know it's there. But leucine, I can only say, is an acquired taste. Now, I've been doing this for 2-3 weeks now. They, you know who they are, the experts on everything, decreed that you'll start seeing the benefits from leucine and creatine in about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'll let you know. I thought initially I got benefits the first couple of days, but I think that was more the placebo effect than anything else. So I'll let you know. Hey, CB says I should have an air fryer yard sale with all those apps. So I've given away some of them. I gave the girl who cleans my house my old 551 Ninja, which she's beside herself. Uses it every day. She loves it. But she's the girl who likes to clean, so. I still have 2 Casoris. I still have my original Cuisinart toaster oven combination air fryer that I used for a month. And after I had to deep clean it the first time, I put it away. I said, this is absurd. It's for the birds. Nobody can clean this much grease off of this many nooks and crannies in this big an appliance and accept that as being a cost of using it. And I still got it here. And I don't know why I don't just throw it away. I can't give it to anybody. I'm too kind of a person. My son had one too. He won't use this either anymore. It's just too much of a pain in the ass to clean. So it sits in my kitchen and I got shit piled up on top of it. It reminds me of all the dumb things that I bought. So I got that. I still got the Z-Star sitting in the cupboard. I don't want to sell these things. They're a pain in the ass to clean. And the Ninja 651, which is the one with the grill, I'm still convinced that there are certain use cases where that may be something I want to still use again. And I'll let you know, because so many of you have that air fryer, and it is so wonderful. And as far as cleaning goes, it was the easiest of all the air fryers I've ever owned to clean. And that to me was why it was the one that was worth using. And I kept recommending it. And it's been out. They haven't changed it. It's been available for years. It's always on sale. 35% off at around $200. And for $200 with the built-in grill plate with its own heating element, it did some things that no other air fryer of mine did. And maybe it can do something, depending on how you like your steaks, that the Typhur can't do. I'm going to find out what that is. So that one is a keeper, because you could have more than one appliance. You have more than one frying pan for different uses. And the quest to find the one thing that does everything is the quest for perfection. And we all know how frustrating that can be. And anything I say to you today, I may change my mind tomorrow. I reserve that right. I heard my phone go off. Did I get a coffee? Yes, say, got a coffee. People love me. Somebody loves me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me take a look and see who it was, because I definitely want to thank this person. Got a couple coffees. Oh, from my favorite. These are some of my favorite people. And not just because they buy me a coffee, because I love them. Both of them. Tanya Kitchen Witch. Oh, I see Terry. Where did all you people come from? And when did you buy me these coffees? I didn't get a notification this morning. Today's the 19th, isn't it? I think. Wendy Smith said good morning. Thank you, Wendy. I'm glad I looked. Terry bought me a coffee. Thanks for waking us up and making us smile. Yes, that was this morning. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. For me 3 coffees. Wow. And Tanya. Oh, you guys just made my day. And I'm telling you, it's not the money. Well, the money helps, but it's not the money that makes my day. If I'm going to be happy, I'll be happy whether I get what YouTube calls fan funding or not. But it's the thought and the concern that makes me happy. Tanya, thank you so much. All the names starting with T are sending you coffees, bitch. It's true. Wendy Smith did, but that's okay. Terry and Tanya and Tina, sweetheart, bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. Tanya bought me 3 coffees. Tina, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. So sweet. Doesn't take much to make my day. It doesn't take much, honestly. So again, thank you so much for that. Sometimes my phone doesn't register. For some reason, the app sometimes doesn't notify me. Sometimes it does. But I certainly want to thank people that do that. I see Keep It Simple hanging around today. Thank you. Good to see you. Talk about telephones. Wow. All right, stop reading, Mitch. Get to the questions. Get to the questions. Great interaction, guys. Great interaction. Tuka, what else to do than eat bacon and eggs and listen to Mitch on a beautiful afternoon? Thank you, Tuka. Thank you, Tuka. I can't think of a thing. Well, I can't think of a thing that doesn't involve sex in some way, but take a close second to that. Keto Simple. It's Dustin, right? Did I get that right? I think I did, but I'm not sure. And if I didn't, tell me. And if I don't notice it, email me. Bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. He says, bought me 2 coffees. Did you make a mistake? Because it came through twice. You bought me 2 coffees, my friend. Yes, it did register, but it does say that there's 2 of them there. So thank you for that. If you want a refund, let me know. I don't know if I can refund these things or not, but we'll credit you for one down the road. At any rate, the message is keep doing you. Well, I'm not going to, obviously I can't do you. I'm stuck with me. So it's probably good advice. And I'm too old to change. Oh, what happened now? Jane bought me a coffee. Well, look at you guys. You are special. Yes, you are special, Mitch, says Jane. Thank you, Jane. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. You know, when I was a kid in school, they said, you're a special kid. And we've got this helmet for you to wear. And a special education department for you, too. Then don't you feel special, Mitch? Oh, it's stinging away. God, you guys, is this something? Is there another coffee? Yes. Oh, this has got to be Spanky again. Yes, it is. He said who it is. Spanky someone says. Call me 3 coffees. Hey, Mitch, hope all is well from your favorite Spanky. LOL. Cheers, old feller. Well, that was the giveaway. Spanky calls me old feller, which is okay. Which is okay. God. This is, you guys have risen to the occasion today. Thank you so much. I will take a second and reply to every one of those. Say thank you personally. Because that's only polite. And you should do that. Oh, wow. We're talking about all these. Donna Ray says, I might buy it on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. It depends. Believe me, I'm going to be watching those prices, and if it pays, not bad. But I'll tell you what, at this kind of price, I don't think anybody would regret buying this thing, even if you found that had a little shortcoming in one thing or other. The one thing I noticed about it, and if you look at my in my video where I actually stuck a camera inside that thing, I actually stuck a little camera in it, and I had lights under there shining up in there to make it bright so you could see. I was really looking for the dirt. I couldn't find any. I found one little thing that looked like a splatter on one of the heating elements. But the interesting thing is the heating elements in that thing have no cover over them, no screen, nothing to catch the grease. The grease never makes it out of the cooking tray. And there's no stainless steel up in there for that stuff to stick to. It's some kind of a ceramic or dark coating all around the inside, which evidently the heat of self-cleaning will get the stuff off of. That is engineering. Something that these other companies haven't been doing. They've been using materials that are impossible to clean and trying to shield them with screens. Even they're hard to clean. You have to replace them. But they were the best alternative. This thing is engineered to keep that stuff off. All the workings up in that lid. I can only imagine. So kudos for that. And maybe it is more expensive, but that research and development and engineering and testing doesn't come that cheap. So they did it. Admirable job on this thing. And I recognize all of that stuff. Maybe because I'm a technically oriented person, but it's there. And the biggest thing, believe it or not, was the fact that you don't have to use that stupid cell phone app. I'd rather not have to take out my cell phone and start typing away on it if I want to cook a steak. So you don't need it. Can be convenient for certain uses, and some people that are so, can't do anything without involving their cell phone, it'd be great for them. Tina says, I sent a coffee. I hope it went through. It did, Tina. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it went ding again. Oh, my God. I'll stay on all day. You guys keep this up. Juliet. Keto Carnivore Edens. Juliet sent me a coffee. Thank you. Thank you so much. Seems like we started the J names with Jane. Yes, you did. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody. And let me go over that again because this is something today. Wow. I've never seen this. Wendy Smith. Terry. Tanya. Tina. Keto. Simple. Dustin. Twice by accident. Jane. Spanky. And Juliet. Wow. I'm going to spend the rest of the day with a glow around me. What a difference from yesterday. Thank you. Thank you so much. Questions? Any more questions? I'm looking. Question from Terry Sue. So, Mitch, will you be exclusively using the Typhur for a time? Well, the only thing I think that I have to figure out a really good and easier way to cook is bacon and eggs. But for right now, I see no need to. I mean, I like the sous vide things, but then you got to sear it, and that involves a frying pan. I got all these things, and they were the cat's meow when I first got them, especially the carbon steel pans and all, and that stone ceramic pan, the Mueller pan, is great. I still got a whole pile of them, brand new ones, sitting in my cabinet. For $25, I buy them on sale when they show up. And I'm buying them more faster than I'm actually dirtying them or scratching them. So I'm not buying any more now for a while. I think I got 2 or 3 of them brand new sitting under my cabinet. Those are great tools. And I'll probably continue to cook the bacon and eggs or the shrimp and egg omelet in those because the way I do it, I end up with a perfectly clean pan that I wipe out with a paper towel and no cleanup. The sous vide I will probably use, and the slow cooker I'll probably use on occasion for the tougher cuts of meat, like chuck and things that and I may occasionally smoke things for a little variety. But I would think, like last week, I made virtually all my food in that thing, and the more food that I can figure out a way to make it from frozen makes it that much easier. So, yes, the answer to that question, long roundabout ways, yes, I am going to be using it. The majority of my food. My first goal was to try to get it dirty. I tried last week. Especially with those, I must have cooked 12, 14, 15 hamburger patties in that thing, frozen patties. I had some of them every day. Nothing. Clean, and that tray washes out so easily, the bottom tray. You wipe it out with a paper towel. If you got fat in there, just throw that away. And if you don't want to put the fat down your drain, use enough soap to emulsify it. But the cleanup in seconds, it's just nothing. Nothing. We'll see how how the ceramic coating holds up, but I've watched some reviews of people who've been using these for 2 years. And they all said invariably that the ceramic coating is like new. So we'll see. And it does not poison your food. You're always going to have people, come on, trolls. I'm not eating that. I'm eating plastics. Haven't you ever heard about the PFAS? Go away. Go away. Get a life. You're that sensitive. Park your car and never drive again. Don't leave your house without a hazmat suit on and a respirator. And somebody will probably come along and tell you that the filter that you're using in your respirator contains this chemical, which is going to kill you. It doesn't pay. And throw away your disinfectant on top of everything else. And stop using sunscreen, by the way. And soap. Don't use soap to wash yourself. Don't you know that soap contains this, that, and the other thing? What is with these people? Microplastic. How can you drink out of a plastic water? How can you not drink out of a plastic water bottle these days? They have found out that that whole environmentalist movement with the islands of plastic waste floating in the Pacific, that was a fraud. A fraud. They don't exist. Al Gore's movie with this poor polar bear floating out to sea to die on an ice floe. That was a fraud. That's what polar bears do for recreation. They were playing. But they turn it around and use it. All that stuff is phony. All of these warnings are for causes there. People protesting something, have some agenda trying to sell you the idea or something. Climate change. Fraud. Statins. Fraud. Yes, some of these things probably are hazardous and we'd better off without them. But we're not dropping like flies. If I went into the morgue here in Central Florida and said, could you please go into your database and for the past 10 years find me every death certificate where it says cause of death, microplastics, you'd find 0. Yes, we should eliminate these things. But believe me, we have bigger problems in this world, like nuclear weapons falling on our head. Our country being overrun by people who are not Americans and don't buy into our culture. We have real problems that are causing real harm to real people on a daily basis, and what do? We ignore them and worry about things that, maybe are not good, but most of them are just propaganda used for political reasons, and it stinks. Recognize it when you see it and ignore it, most of it. Common sense. Sorry. That's my political rant for the day. It's about as unhappy as I'm going to get today. Let's see. Question. I see the cues. We Network. Did you see the video about most creatine supplements being false? Yeah, I saw the one. It was about the one you're talking about is the creatine gummies one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did see that. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of research on creatine. Tina, another coffee. Wow. Thank you, Mitch, for keeping me on track. Somebody got to do it, Tina. You're a wild woman. We love you. All of us. We all love you. I love it when you come in on Thursday night to the private community. Yeah. Especially what you're crocheting is great. So thank you for that. Back to the question. Did you see the video about most creatine supplements? No. I don't think most creatine supplements are fake. I think most of the powders. And I think any powder, when you get it from Amazon, Plant Man, Barry. Oh, thanks, Barry. Barry, I need to start to make a deal out of Plant Man because that's a real thing. That is a real thing. Maggie says, I tripped and fell today. Most people would blame Donald Trump, but I know it's actually because of climate change. Well, you're a realist, Spanky. You're a realist. Yeah, I know. That's won't even go there. Don't get me started. Don't stir up the pot. Let me get back to this question that I'm answering about the creatine supplements. The powders that you buy on Amazon, the brand that I'm using, I assume it's got creatine in it because it's one of the largest selling. And I Googled it, and it came up, and I didn't see any negatives come up like this is phony. And you know, if it's phony, you'll find something. Sometimes that's something you find that says it's phony is propaganda put out by their competition. So if you stick with the largest manufacturers of supplements, the ones where Amazon said 800,000 of these were sold last month, you could pretty well assume that somewhere in those 800,000 people that bought this particular brand of creatine, there are one or two that still have brains left and aren't going to be fooled. And know it works because so many of those sales are probably repeats. Other than going out, hiring a lab that isn't on the payroll of the company whose product they're testing for you, to do it honestly, it would be very expensive to find out. The thing that they were talking about in that video I saw was whether there was any creatine in these gummies. And I thought that was funny because taking your medicine in gummies, taking your vitamins in gummies, more often than not, are an excuse by a sugar addict to just eat some gummies and feel like he's doing something good in the process. Well, don't we all want to do that? Don't we all want to have our treat and then convince ourselves that that treat is good for us? That's the philosophy that every keto treat on the planet, every protein bar, everything that's a candy bar masquerading as a health benefit is. I can tell you one thing that's not masquerading as a candy bar, and that's the leucine supplement I'm taking. It's masquerading as stinky cheese, basically. Nobody's buying it for the way it smells or tastes. That's probably why you don't hear people talking about phony leucine supplements, because nobody can give you an excuse to take it. So what happened? The 5-gram dose of creatine, the serving size was 4 gummies. Oh, I mean, I can eat 4 pieces of candy? Oh. So these companies started saying, people aren't buying this stuff for the creatine. They're buying it for the candy. I don't know whether it was a joke or not, but they started releasing these creatine gummies with no creatine in them, and people were still buying them. They were raving about them. Evidently, the placebo effect took over. And somebody finally came along and said, something ain't right here. And he went and he contracted with a laboratory, and they tested 10 or 15 of these things, and it turns out only 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them actually had 5 grams of creatine. Most of them had 1 gram, half a gram, gram and a half. But the gummies are cheap. They were just buying candy, repackaging them as creatine gummies. And people, and they became the largest selling brands in the country. So people were being had. And yeah, that was a great video. And that's why I'm not using gummies. I'm just going to take the powder from the one brand that seems to sell 1 million here and there and figure somebody's got to know something, or else I have to spend about $10,000 and have it tested myself. And even then, I'm not sure, because who knows what corruption isn't behind that particular lab. Denise Kink bought me 3 coffees. Thank you, Denise. I'm anxious to watch your air fryer review right after the live stream. I better finish then. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the way I walked in there. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't sound like Vince from ShamWow or Billy Mays for OxyClean. I tried to curb my enthusiasm, but you can tell the more I use this thing, I got enthusiastic about it. But no, if you got a perfectly good air fryer you're happy with, I'm not saying you need to run out and buy this. My goal here is not to sell everybody an air fryer. Only the people, if you think you need one, this is something to consider, and I try to tell you why. I like it, but then again, I got mine for free. I made no bones about that. Very rare I get something for free, but I'll tell you what I'm about to do. There are certain tools that I have that I can't imagine doing carnivore without. My vacuum sealer. An air fryer is essential. Certain frying pan. Certain kitchen tools. My baking grease catcher. Things that just are like, if you had to put together the perfect kit of stuff to be able to make it easiest to do carnivore, I got them, and that's been my goal. And for the 3 years I've been a carnivore, over 3 years now, the main goal is make it easier, simpler, less thought, less hassle. I don't want it to be the sole focus of my entire life. And that's where this whole business came from. I started doing this stuff, not with the intention of getting anybody to buy it, but hey, here's what I found. I found this gadget. Works great for this, that. Then people started saying, why don't you put up links? Give us the Amazon links. We want one of those. And that led to my Amazon affiliate account, because I said, well, Mitch, if people want to buy these things, why don't you make a few cents? What's wrong with that? So I did that. And but I've always never wanted to become a kitchen gadget salesman, to tell you the truth. I think I had maybe a higher calling than that in life. But anyway, I hope that answers your question about the creatine. Just be careful. The supplement business is ripe with fraud. Ripe with fraud and false claims. Anybody doesn't believe that, look up the story and the history of Athletic Greens, AG1, and the people with reputations that stake their reputations on selling people a bag of that poison for $100. And that's what it is. Poison. And I'm not going to mention names here, but names of people who we in the carnivore community respect as experts. Experts in the field of nutritional and neurological science. We're shilling for these people. And of every $100 that the customers paid for a 1 month supply of this green powdered crap, that influencer got, according to one expose I saw, 70% commission. Shame on all of them. Shame on all of them. Maybe they didn't know better. And anybody that's still doing that stuff should be put in jail for trying to poison people and get paid for it. So there's a lot of that crap going on. There's always a magic pill. There's always a bodybuilder going to push this stuff on you. The beautiful thing about the supplements that I take, all the supplements that I take, the creatine now, the leucine, the electrolytes. The beautiful thing about those is they're all cheap as hell. They're cheap. They're cheap. There's no money in them to force people to lie for big commissions. It's not a scheme. It's legitimate. And also keep in mind that anything we know now, or anything that I think I know now, is just the sum total of everything I've learned to date. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to learn something an hour after this live stream is over that has me on here tomorrow saying, you know what I told you yesterday? Well, never mind. I found out this. That's the best we can do. Nobody knows it all. The best we can do is know what we know up to date, subject to change at any time. And that's the disclaimer. Am I ever going to get through this? What time is it? 9? I'm at 9:37. Oh, I'm 20 minutes behind. Okay, we're catching up. And they're mowing the grass outside my house. Of course they are. You'll hear the lawnmower maybe go by. I'll ignore it. At least, I can't complain. If I complain, they'll say, hey, at least we're mowing the lawn. Don't complain. So I know better. Spanky, what is this? Spanky, I need 2 knee replacements. Holy cow, doctor finally called yesterday. Only to tell me that for him it's a 2-year wait. Yes, of course, up there in Canada. Sick and tired of all their... Yeah, I know, Spanky. Well, I can only give you one piece of advice, and I can't guarantee it works. The only thing I can guarantee is that I'm not going to charge you for this advice like a doctor would. You may not be able to follow this advice. And I think I have a better chance with my advice of making your life pain-free, more even than the doctor that wants to do surgery, because you're not going to be pain-free after that surgery. You're going to have to go to rehab. You're going to have a lot of work to do. I had bad knees all my life. Always suffered with them. Bad back, too. Wasn't until I went strict carnivore that all the pain went away. My knees never bother me now. My knees are bone on bone. I've had a cartilage removed from my left knee back when I was 16 years old. But being on carnivore took the pain away. Real carnivore, Spanky, not carnivore with an occasional cheat. Now, that's the tough part. The thing most people who struggle with staying on carnivore is that they don't give carnivore a chance to take the cravings away. They're still preoccupied with how to cheat, the things to eat that are okay, and the pain will never stop. Yeah, and Chafee says it all the time. You got to finally go real carnivore. Got to make that commitment. Now you have to. It's up to all of us to decide whether our life would even be worth living without eating shit. Seems like an obvious answer, but it ain't obvious, not to an addict. But when you manage to get through at least, say, a month of no shit, the urge for it and desire for it goes away, and its importance in your life relegates itself to 0. You don't think about it, you don't want it. You become more satisfied with the foods that you're eating. You forget about variety, forget about food as being part of your entertainment. This is normal. This is what happens to us. This is how come so many people are able to do it. We're no different. I'm an addict, raging addict like everybody else. And when I fall off the wagon, like they did to me in the hospital, it's a struggle to get back on, and all the pain comes back, and all the cravings come back, because you never get over that. You never get cured. You put them into remission because your body doesn't need that stuff because it's so well nourished. It's very simple. impossible for most to do because they have not accepted the fact or don't believe the fact that you do it for a while, you're going to be able to do it forever. And anybody that's been on carnivore, like I have, for at least 3 years or more, is happy. And I look for ways to make it simpler and, chicken wings, hamburgers, steak, bacon, and eggs. Shrimp, maybe. Salmon occasionally. I don't want for any more variety. Food isn't important anymore. So that would be a whole lot cheaper and less pain way of getting your needs taken care of, or you can continue to figure out ways to eat the crap you want to eat and pay the price. That's tough love, Spanky. And we love you, so I'm not the only one that would tell you that. Chafee's got a video out now. It says, I didn't watch it, but I saw the title. It says something like, where the purpose of the video was to say, maybe you might want to really finally consider forgetting this keto nonsense where you keep trying to find excuses and ways to satisfy your sugar cravings and finally go full carnivore, because that's when you're really going to finally see results. The rest of it is just playing. Just playing. Now, that's if you're a raging addict. If you're not a raging addict, like most of us are, maybe keto is the way for you to go. But you're one of those rare people that can eat just one, like the Lace commercial says. And they're betting on the fact that you can't. Believe me, they're betting on it. Don't hate me, Spanky. Tough love for your own good, You know I'm right. Your addiction, your subconscious doesn't want to admit I'm right, but you know I'm right. Yes, on 11, what's this mean? Roadcast channel on YouTube reports on ice activity. What's Roadcast got to do with it? Okay, saw that one when it came in. Well, we're after 10 o'clock already. This is going to be one of those long ones. I think it's about time that I go. Who's this? Jason H. I just drink the Bang energy drink. Why? They have creatine in them. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Don't fall for that, Jason. Don't fall for that. That is a sugar and crap delivery system. Anything labeled an energy drink, stay away from. Stay away from. But you like it, don't you? Tastes good, sweet, satisfies that sugar craving. Don't let creatine be an excuse to buy energy drinks. Buy creatine powder and dissolve it in water or coffee or something like that. It's so easy for us to fall for that stuff. For the protein bars. Some of them even say Atkins bars on them. That's not Atkins. That's one of those big food conglomerates like Nabisco or Nestle that bought the rights to the name and are selling you sugar and crap and seed oils. And you think you're doing something healthy for yourself. Don't let them do it to you. We're too smart for that. Now, do I know that for a fact about that energy drink? No. Do I think there's a 99.9% chance that that is the truth? Yes. Do I want to investigate it? No. Just assume it in these broad categories that the food and the drinks and things, if they sound like what you're looking for, chances are you're being fooled. And they're expensive, these things. I remember when protein bars first came out. They were $3, $4 at the convenience store for one candy, but they're candy bars. And even if they had protein in them, it was plant protein, unusable by the human body. Anything can be called a protein. Any compound that has 2 different amino acids in it is a protein. The human body, our DNA codes for 25,000 different proteins. That doesn't mean that every one of them is going to save your life. You don't need to worry about your eating. The only reason we eat protein of any kind is that there are some of the amino acids of the 20 in it, and we can break it down and extract those. So many of the proteins that we eat, we may be getting a ton of protein. They may not have any really necessary amino acids in them, but they can still be called proteins. Got to stop being fooled by the marketing propaganda from the companies that are causing all of our problems and addicting us even more to this stuff. Oh, I'm still trying to get to the end of this. 10:08. Oh, here we come. Here we come. Oh, 10:05. Oh. Thank you. I did treat Carnivore for 6 months, and my knees stayed the same as I gave up a little. Well, okay, I'll take your word for it. So you're telling me in 6 months you never had one cheat bite of anything? I don't seem to remember that when we talk on the live stream. You keep telling me, I did this, I did that. Yeah. But that's right. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you. Maybe you did. Maybe your knees are just so shot that even Carnivore won't help. That's possible. That's possible. All I can tell you is what it did for me. I know that up there in Canada, from what I've heard about the healthcare system, you got to wait for these things. And since more and more, you know what I saw? I saw a video today about what's happening in Canada because of the immigration. All these third world countries are sending all their people to Canada now. They're out in your national parks defecating in public, erecting 10 cities, becoming a cesspool in Canada because of this. But the biggest thing they're doing is they're overwhelming the healthcare system. So good luck, my friend, being in Canada. Good luck being in this country for that matter. Though maybe it gets straightened out. Because you can't get near healthcare because you're not woke enough. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. These problems are obvious. They're everywhere. And you as a Canadian who pay money in taxes have to wait in line behind that person that they picked up defecating on the sidewalk in front of your house. And he gets his health care because he's entitled. Doesn't it just make you want to scream? Aaron, goodbye. Take care. Say goodbye to your hurricane. I think it's going to start to head off in the opposite direction pretty soon. Glad your hurricane didn't kill so many people. Like people are saying goodbye. It's time for me to say goodbye. Drone shots, Jody, my friend. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. That's it. That's it at the bottom of the list. It's Lori says, truth, bitch. Yes. Why would I say anything that I know is a lie? I mean, it's obvious. This stuff is obvious. One of my favorite expressions when somebody said something obvious, I used to say, wow, did you know that your knowledge of the obvious is exceeded only by your grasp of the self-evident? And then I wait to see if they took that as a compliment or a joke. If they took it as a compliment, I knew that they weren't a deep thinker. Oh, my friends, we made it to the end. Great show. Thank you, and thank you again so much for the coffees, man. You guys set a new record today. Let me make sure I got everybody. Wow. I did. Thank you so much, everybody. Had a good time this morning. Went on for an hour and 45 minutes. Everybody's saying goodbye in the chat. Thanks, Mitch, for all you do here, says Terry Sue. It's like going to camp every morning with coffee. Yes, it is. Thanks, Lori and Golf Addict. Golf Addict, thank you, you're dancing. Well, good. See, your knees are so good for that. You take care of yourself, my friend. We all care about you. Lori Weisel's dancing. Brian Dish. Smoothies are sick care system. Yeah, you can't call it health care. It's not health care. They don't do a damn thing for you that's actually healthy. They should send you home with a ribeye. That do wonders. And save them a hell of a lot of money, too. And take 90% of those hospital parking lots and reclaim them as farmland. And throw some cows out there to graze. Yeah. Come on, we have the answers. And we'll be back tomorrow. Cindy B, take the rest of the day off. Retired Rick, bye everyone. See you tomorrow. CB says goodbye to Spanky, and that's it. Here we go. Rick says goodbye. Cow pastures. Yes, that's it, Rick. That's it. Get a cow for your own pasture. You got grass out there. I get a cow, but the people in my subdivision would have me arrested. Oh, my friends, good deal. I had a great time today. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll talk more. In the meantime, take the rest of the day off and eat the meat.